Hiya everyone, Lexi here. I'm always a sucker for games that break the mold, and Raidou Remastered, The Mystery of the Soulless Army, does just that. It's an action RPG within the Shin Megami Tensei umbrella, rare in a sea of turn-based SMT games, and even without the name, it still brings the kind of challenge fans expect. What's fun is how the changes blur the line between remaster and remake in a way that actually earns the kind of debates companies usually spark by using those terms willy-nilly. With smart quality of life features, changes from Raidou 2, and that signature noir detective vibe, this really is the ultimate way to experience Raidou. If you're into RPGs that try something different and want to see more deep dives like this one, hit that subscribe button. It helps support a community that values discovery, thoughtful play, and sharing these kinds of experiences together. From the moment you start, Raidou Remastered feels faster and snappier than the PS2 original. The controls are more intuitive, giving you precise command over Raidou and his demons. You can bring two demons into battle alongside him, and for the first time in this game, you have fine control over their actions, along with quick, handy commands that help ensure their survivability. One of these new features is a quick toggle you can activate by pressing L3. I'm playing this on PS5 by the way, that immediately disengages both demons from combat and makes them invulnerable. The catch is that they won't be able to participate in combat while disengaged. This lets you focus on dodging, using the brand new Devil's Feint, a dodge roll you can execute by pressing circle, and build up mag without having them burn through it on skills. Outside of that toggle, a quick press of left and right on the D-pad changes each demon's behavior between using or not using skills, helping conserve mag even further. You can also manually adjust what skills they use and specify their targets, though I found that they're usually smart enough to hit enemy weaknesses without much guidance. Having this many layers of control is incredibly helpful, allowing you to choose a few or all of these options depending on your playstyle. As Raidou, your light attacks now restore mag during combat, a brand new feature that lets you stay active and keep using your skills without constantly worrying about running dry, which is a huge improvement over the original. That mag is also key for capturing demons. You can press R2 then circle near a demon to activate confinement, and thanks to an option in the settings, you can simply hold circle to fill the capture meter instead of mashing it, slowly draining mag as you go. If you fill the meter up completely, you capture the demon instantly. Hard attacks, on the other hand, deal bigger damage, but the final hit has a long delay that prevents mindless button mashing. And that's just a start. The remaster piles on new combat tools, including lock-on targeting, the aforementioned Devil's Feint, jumping, and a first-person gun mode, all new options that give you far more control and mobility than ever before. Combined with Devil's Bane, which is another new addition that lets you deal massive damage and steal mag after a perfect dodge or knockdown, the amount of combat depth added to this remaster is seriously impressive. When out on the field, enemy encounters are no longer random. You'll now see enemies appear as you explore, which is yet another brand new feature for this game. Because of this, you can also strike first with a stealth attack or instantly defeat enemies 10 levels below you and still earn XP. Again, both new additions that change up the way battles are handled. There are also new optional battles you'll find around the world called Aerial Rifts to test your party's elemental coverage, and I found them plenty helpful as I progressed through the game. And the plethora of new features keeps going, with the game offering new difficulty options, which include a no-fail sleuth mode for those who want to focus on the story. For anyone daring to put it on the standard difficulty, I highly recommend investing in Vitality. Otherwise, combat can feel punishing, almost like playing a Souls game. This is where it's worth remembering that before the title change, this game was released under the SMT umbrella, a name known for challenging JRPGs at the time. By now you're probably thinking, okay Lexi, we get it. They added a ton of new features. And you're right. I do want to highlight that many of these additions were brought over from the sequel, which a lot of fans consider to have superior combat. Combined with the other new features we've covered, all of this makes the combat feel faster, more dynamic, and way more satisfying, bringing the system in line with modern RPG expectations and delighting returning fans. More importantly, it helps you feel truly in control, especially for players jumping into their first action RPG and needing a little extra guidance as they acclimate to real-time play. Moving on to Demon Fusion, a staple of Shin Megami Tensei, it too has seen major improvements in this remaster. Search Fusion, Reverse Fusion, and the premium Demon Chart make planning and managing demons much smoother. The roster is larger, and the improved inheritance system gives you more control over what skills and passives your demons carry forward. On top of that, a brand new feature called Sword Alchemy lets you fuse different weapons together to forge new blades. This unlocks sword skills and summoner skills, giving you extra abilities and bonuses during combat. As you might expect, Demon Fusion, along with all of these new additions, feels flexible and rewarding. The new quality of life features let you get the demons you want quickly, manage multiple versions of a demon in the registry, and take advantage of sword alchemy to further enhance the game's combat. And when you consider that I probably missed a ton of other related new features in this section, it just goes to show how massive an upgrade this is over the original. Visually, Raidou Remastered is impressive. The fully 3D environments match the look of the original's pre-rendered scenes, and it's amazing to see how far we've come. What was once CG is now rendered in real time with in-game graphics. The FMVs were touched up and upscaled rather than re-rendered, but they still look great, and the towns feel lively, with seamless streets and more scrolling backgrounds that really help bring the setting to life. That said, fixed camera angles still exist in this remaster, staying true to the original, and they can sometimes throw you off, especially when they shift suddenly and send you moving in an unintended direction. It's one of the few reminders that this remaster builds on an older foundation. But these shifts are a lot more manageable now, since enemies won't randomly creep up on you if you make unnecessary moves. The soundtrack itself seems to have been cleaned up a bit, but overall, it still sounds similar to the PS2 original, just crisper. What's new to this game, however, is voice acting, which once again modernizes this action RPG, complete with auto-advancing dialogue. The story of Raidou Remastered is easy to follow, blending folklore, urban fantasy, and detective mystery into something that feels distinct within the SMT family. You play as Raidou Kuzunoha the 14th, a young devil summoner tasked with protecting the capital from shadowy forces. When a routine case takes a strange turn, Raidou is drawn into a web of conspiracies, occult threats, and dark secrets that could reshape the world. It's set in Taisho 20, a fictional extension of Japan's Taisho era, roughly equivalent to the early 1930s, which helps give the game its unique period flavor. The game's signature noir detective atmosphere shines through, helping it stand apart from anything else under the SMT umbrella. The investigation theme mostly serves as flavor, enhanced by the demon actions you'll use to gather clues or interact with the world, but it's incorporated in a way that feels organic. Like, yes, if I were a real devil summoner, I definitely would use my demons that way. Taken together with the game's new voice acting and auto-advancing dialogue, it elevates the story and gives it more dimension, making it easier to get absorbed into Raidou's world. It's the kind of thoughtful upgrade that makes this remaster hard to put down, and even harder to imagine going back to the original. Raidou Remastered, The Mystery of the Soulless Army, is a thoughtful, feature-packed update that modernizes a cult classic without losing its heart. And while this video is already jam-packed with new features, I'm sure I've missed plenty more, which honestly just highlights how overwhelmingly good this remaster is. With so many smart additions, refinements, and quality of life upgrades, it really elevates the experience to the level of a remake. Yes, I'm stoking the fires of confusion, but someone has to call it out. Any way you look at it, Raidou Remastered is a fantastic return to the Taisho era that you'll definitely want to play. And I sincerely hope that this means more adventures for Raidou Kuzunoha the 14th. If you've enjoyed this video and want to support the channel, help keep these deep dives going, or just be a part of a space where we celebrate RPGs together, check out my Patreon at patreon.com/backlogbattle. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.